Russia, Ukraine. The Zelensky meeting on Friday was painted as very positive with the president. Then the FT and then others reported that the president's engaged in nonstop screaming and profanity-laced pressure on Zelensky after his conversation with Putin to basically fold and give Russia a bunch of territory. The president played down the notion that the meeting was contentious on that now famous Air Force One press conference. This is the president, 109, please.
Yeah, Friday you said you had a cordial meeting with President Zelensky. During that meeting, did you tell him he needed to cede all of the Donbass region to Russia?
No, we never discussed it. We think that what they should do is just stop at the lines where they are, the battle lines. You have a battle line right now. The rest is very tough to negotiate. If you're going to say, you take this, we take that, there's so many different permutations. So what I say is they should stop right now at the battle lines. Go home, stop killing people, and be done.
What do you think should happen with the Donbass region then?
Let it be cut the way it is. It's cut up right now. I think 78% of the land is already taken by Russia. You leave it the way it is right now. They can negotiate something later on down the line. But I said cut and stop at the battle line, go home, stop fighting, stop killing people.
What do you think?
So Politico reports that the Ukrainians are talking about trying to get into the EU as opposed to NATO by the end of the year, which would threaten the Russians a lot. Two dogs not currently barking. Haven't heard the European reaction publicly on the record to what the president said, or where John Thune is on the possible sanctions bill. Dan, I know you'll say it's no surprise to you, but it appears the president, after 1 2-hour conversation, is back on Team Russia.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, a master class in how to insert, yourself in with Putin's call. I mean, think about what Trump was saying.
You think you remind him of the P tape? Like, what do you think he said to him?
No, I just think Trump wants a deal, right? He's feeling his oats. He's on a roll. He likes the idea that he's, the global peacemaker here. And this is driving him nuts. And I think Putin dangled the prospects of, like, again, we may be getting close here, but you need to get them to stop talking about, driving us out. And Trump jumped on it. And, Putin has said he wants all of Donbass, not the 78%. So, it just, you go back to the same thing. Is he going to try to put pressure on Putin?
Sean, I just shake my head. Where are we in terms of a Putin-Trump meeting? Is that in the cards currently, or no, or too soon to say?
I think it's too soon to say. I mean, I think going and having he and his aides probably realize if you go to Budapest, have a meeting and it turns out like Alaska, that's not a good sign. So, I have a feeling that we're at a standstill right now. And look, over the next 2 weeks ahead of APEC and ASEAN, there might be some further discussion on this. But as I said last week, the issue that no one gets is that you go full tomahawk on this, and you're basically willing to admit that or put us in a potential World War III situation. I think everybody with a brain recognizes that. This is one of those things where I think Trump felt like Putin would feel the pressure a lot more than he does. And I think Putin realizes that Trump doesn't want to go that far.
Yeah. The Washington Post Ed Board is blaming Hamas, which conservatives find better late than never. Witkoff is busy with the Middle East. And so Rubio is now taking the lead on trying to lay the groundwork with some pre-cooked deliverables for a potential Trump-Putin meeting. Several news organizations, Sean, have reported that the Europeans and the Ukrainians are happy about that. Is there some notion that you know of that Rubio is more pro-Ukraine than Witkoff is?
Well,
I know they see Witkoff as pro-Putin in the sense that has spent a lot of time with Putin, but is Rubio thought to be? I mean, he is hawkish on Russia. I'm just wondering, is this change just because Witkoff's busy, or is there more to it?
I've not heard any rumblings that that's the case. I do think that there are a lot of people within the inner circle that feel like, again, that Europe needs to stand up a little bit more before we continue to do all the work. I don't know if that's part of it or not, but there's definitely a little bit of rumbling about why haven't Europe's great at talking and telling the US what to do, but it needs to stand up a little bit more on its own.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well,
Easier than a walk in the park. Hit the subscribe button. Be part of the two-way community. Never miss an episode. Be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.